Alright, so in my final project presentation here in this video, I'd like to discuss how I'm going to present it. And before I do that, I'd like to just give you a little disclaimer that in my content, I did not create 100% of it. This is something that me and my wife have done together as a hobby throughout this semester. And a little background, before I started this project, I took a photography class, and so that's something I wanted to build on. And then I also did a blog for my cat, Collie, in Paige Gardner's social media class. So the project itself for the content marketing class is the Instagram page that does work together with the blog. And in my defense of the 6 steps, I'll refer to the blog and I'll show you that a little bit. So going over the first step of social currency, it's pretty easy to see why Collie is a unique and something unique. When we're out on the trail, she attracts a lot of attention, something that she's easy to talk about, and a lot of people ask where we got her and where we got her from and how much she costs, and I believe that, with her being a luxury pet, it definitely speaks to a certain audience. And something that I've noticed is the people that ask how much she costs and where we got her from, the people that seem to be more interested in getting a Savannah cat for themselves, seem to be wealthier, of the upper class. I think it's similar to how the upper class wants to wear spots. Cheetah print is, at least used to be a sign of wealth. And so this cat in itself, with its coat, with its exotic looking coat, appeals to that audience and that image. As far as triggers go, this is something that doesn't really come naturally to the Instagram page, in my opinion. But I've tried to build that in. For example, I've tried to, pose the pictures in a way that evoke emotion. You can see there's a lot of emotion in this picture. And then also, just seeing that she's out and about with us evokes the emotion of jealousy and desire. I would hope that people start to have feelings of wanting a Savannah cat for themselves. A cat that acts like a dog but has, moves and looks like an exotic cat. To explain a little bit about, why, what a Savannah cat is. So she's an F2 Savannah, which means her grandpa, she's 2 times removed from an African serval, which is like a little cousin to the cheetah. And so that's one way that I've tried to trigger, make those triggers. And then also, let's see if I can find the post right here. To make that trigger of people remembering, I have tagged locations of everywhere we go, so that way, when people go to these places, they can remember seeing this crazy cat in that same location, and that should trigger them to talk about it or remember it, and bring them back to the page and to interact again and to talk about it with their friends, so their friends can interact and start following and to kind of contribute to that virality. So as far as emotion goes, one way that we've tried to trigger emotion is through the text itself. Some of them have inspirational quotes to go along with them, and we've kind of edited the pictures to build on that quote. You can see that in Photoshop, I took the exposure up and darkened, the shadows, so there's that that feel of of a warm, just warmth, and then just talking about how life is amazing and inspiring happiness. And then, like I said earlier, one of the emotions that we really are trying to get is that sense of awe. This is a pretty good picture, just all the colors popping out, and then this definitely has a sense of awe with an exotic cat in a place it's not supposed to be, and then just the landscape kind of brings and taps into that sense of awe. Not only makes people interested in Collie, but also in the location itself. And as far as making it public, we've really tried to make it public through keywords in the blog, and hashtags. So we did some research on different hashtags that were popular with cats. And so here's some of them that are have the most views, and we put in some that are a little more specific to a Savannah cat. And this is Savannah cat. Cats of Instagram is a big one. Catstagram. And something that we want to leverage this Instagram profile into is we would really like for it to someday turn into something where travel companies and cat product companies are paying us to promote their products in their hotels or destinations that are pet friendly. So we have advertised Collie as an adventure cat that likes to go out and likes to do things, and she really is. She is leash trained for those busier places, and if it's a place that's not quite as busy, she actually is fine to be off the leash, and she just kind of follows us down the trail. We have used some of these hashtags to kind of tap into the season and with Winter Wonderland and snow, just some very broad hashtags to kind of attract a wider audience. And then we've used Serval and Serval Cat, Savannah Cat to narrow in on a specific audience. And then also, making it public. Another way that we've exposed Collie would be through the blog. So this is the blog that I made in Paige's class, and it tells more of the story of Collie, and it has also part of the practical value. I feel like the blog really builds on and adds to the practical value of this project. There's a lot of informational posts. Collie goes camping. It talks about her experience camping and some of the difficulties that bringing a pet camping brings, and then how the solutions that we found were most effective in solving those problems. Collie Hikes to Hawaii is a narrative just of her, just one of the experiences of her hiking with us. And we have some lists and some tips for tips for traveling with a cat. Let's see, how to make a cat tent. That's definitely it's just a DIY video that I made and blog post. Leash training your cat. So some things that a lot of people would like to know, and people a lot. It correlates with a question that we get on the trails a lot, and that's where a lot of these blog posts came from. Is we asked ourselves, what do people want to know? What are they asking us when we're out and about and they see this crazy looking cat? So that's more of the practical value. And then as far as the story goes, I really feel like these pictures themselves tell a story. I really like this one. This is maybe my favorite photo that I've taken of her. There's a lot of emotion in it. There's a lot of, it's definitely contrasting with the white snow in the back and snow coming up, and she looks really wild staring into the camera. So I feel like there's a story in that. And then I've also, if you can see here, I have little snippets of stories. The first snow of the year brought out my wildest side. I ran after snowballs like they were wild birds. My least favorite part was having to go back inside to warm up. So just a little story. But then also, like I said before, with the blog, there's these stories and these narratives that will help build. And as you can see, these two, the blog and the Instagram, are linked together. Um, so those are some, just some basic ways that this Instagram has kind of satisfied those qualities of the 6 steps. And as you can see, this project has definitely helped me to build. I started this project. This picture is actually taken by the breeder, and then we started our Instagram on September 16th, so this semester. And I felt like this project was a good opportunity for me to build on my photography skills, my social media skills. 'Cause I honestly don't feel like the social media marketing class helped us to leverage something like an Instagram account. So I tried to take different things that I learned and build upon it through this project. And you can see that my photography skills definitely got better. And even, like this picture right here was actually taken by my wife with her iPhone, so it's not as great. So we got better at planning these photo shoots out. We got better at having our camera with us, and we got better at framing them. I really tried to take what I learned from my photography class and use the rule of thirds and the different exposures and colors to draw out different feelings and different effects. And I think that's a good overview. If you want to know more about how I applied the 6 steps to this project, you can look in the written part, and then I'll also post a link to this Instagram, and then also this blog. I'll post the link to that if you'd like to refer back to those and check out more. And that is it. Thank you.